Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau claims that there are credible allegations that the Indian government was connected to Niger's assassination. India rejected the allegation as absurd and motivated. Although Trudeau reiterated that Canada is not looking to provoke or cause problems with India, but urges New Delhi to take the matter extremely seriously and work with Ottawa to uncover the truth. The United States called on India to cooperate with Canada on the investigation into Niger's death. The core reason for this whole tension between India and Canada were the allegations, credible allegations as stated by Justin Trudeau. But then the main question is, where are the evidence? Are there any? So far, Trudeau has not provided any evidence based on his allegations. The United Hindu Front Working President and Bharatiya Janata Party leader Jai Bhagwan Goyal on Sunday slammed Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and asked him to break up a part of Canada to form a new Khalistan country if he supported the anti-India Khalistanis. Quoting, "If the Prime Minister of Canada loves Khalistanis so much, then why doesn't he break up a part of Canada and create a new Khalistan country?" he questioned. "We will be the first to give him recognition," he added. It is important to note that Niger was one of India's most wanted terrorists who carried a cash reward of 10 lakh on his head. Now it brings us to the lack of evidence. All these allegations, but so far no solid evidence from Canada's end. Although Trudeau stated there were credible evidence, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is facing criticism all over his lack of evidence and international support for his allegations. Trudeau called on India to engage with Canada to uncover the truth of the matter, but India has stated that no evidence has been provided. During a press conference on Thursday, Trudeau was asked repeatedly if he had evidence to back his charges against the Indian government link in the killing of Niger. The Indian government has denied the allegations, calling them absurd and motivated. India has also demanded that Canada provide evidence to support the allegations.
I'm repeating what I said on Monday afternoon, that there are credible allegations that we need to take extremely seriously as Canadians and indeed as a world. As I said, I had a direct and frank conversation with the Prime Minister in which I shared my concerns in no uncertain terms. We call upon the government of India to take seriously this matter and to work with us to shed full transparency and ensure accountability and justice in this matter. We are a country of the rule of law. We are going to continue to do the work necessary to keep Canadians safe and to uphold our values and the international rules-based order. That's our focus right now. There is no question that India is a country of growing importance and a country that we need to continue to work with, not just in the region but around the world. And we're not looking to provoke or cause problems. But we are unequivocal around the importance of the rule of law and unequivocal about the importance of protecting Canadians and standing up for our values.
The lack of evidence from Trudeau has led to some skepticism about his claims. Some experts have suggested that Trudeau may be trying to appease the Sikh community in Canada or to score political points against India. Several important questions were asked to Trudeau based on the severe allegations against the Indian government, but so far there has been no evidence provided. Even Canada's opposition Conservative Party has called on Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to provide proof of his allegations that the Indian agents were potentially linked to the killing of pro-Khalistani figure Hardeep Singh Nijjar. In an exclusive interview with CTV News, Ambassador David Cohen, regarding Trudeau's allegations of India's involvement in the murder of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a Khalistani separatist leader, said that there was shared intelligence among Five Eyes partners that helped lead Canada to making the statements that the Prime Minister has made. But so far there has been no evidence based on this. Canada's opposition Conservative Party has called on Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to provide proof of his allegations that Indian agents were potentially linked to killing of pro-Khalistani figure Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Canada's opposition Conservative Party has called on Prime Minister Trudeau to provide proof. Now, according to updates, Bill Blair, Defence Minister of Canada, in an interview, he stated that we understand that this can be and has been proven to be a challenging issue with respect to our relationship with India. He was quoted as saying by an interview with Global News. Adding to that, let me quote, "But at the same time, we have a responsibility to defend the law, defend our citizens, and at the same time, we make sure that we conduct a thorough investigation and get to the truth." That was a statement from the Defence Minister. So that means Canada will continue to pursue partnerships like the Indo-Pacific strategy, while the investigation of the killing of a Sikh separatist leader continues in a positive step. It shows that Canada is committed to maintaining a strong relationship with India, even in the midst of difficult time. On Thursday, India asked Canada to come down hard on terrorist and anti-India elements operating its soil and suspended visa services for Canadians as escalating tensions between the two nations over the killing of Nijjar pushed their ties to an all-time low. India also asked Canada to downsize its diplomatic staff in the country, arguing that there should be a party in strength and rank equivalence in the mutual diplomatic presence. The size of Canadian diplomatic staff in India is larger than what New Delhi has in Canada. On September 24, a group of people in India staged a protest against Trudeau, accusing him of supporting Khalistani separatists. There is no indication of when or how the row will be resolved. Both countries have taken strong positions, and it may take time for them to find a way to move forward. Now, this brings us to the bilateral ties between India and Canada. Canada have been tense in recent months. Trade talks have been derailed, and Canada just cancelled trade talks. It includes the upcoming October trade mission that was called off by Canada on September 15th. Amid larger trade talks being paused, after cancelling trade agreement with India, the fifth largest economy, on the other hand, Trudeau signs free trade agreement with war-torn Ukraine on Friday, September 22. Amidst all the pro-Khalistan protesters demonstrated outside the Indian consulate in Vancouver in response to the killing of Khalistani militant Hardeep Singh Nijjar. The protest came amid allegations by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau that the Indian government may have been involved in Nijjar's death on 26 September. Here are some of the latest recent developments on these issues. As reported by PTI, Canada on Monday said it has updated travel advisory for its citizens in India and asked them to stay vigilant and exercise caution. Following recent developments, as there are calls for protests and some negative sentiment towards Canada on social media. According to latest reports, Nijjar's murder was captured by a Gurudwara security camera. The murder was captured by a Gurudwara security camera, and the videos has been shared with investigators, according to the Washington Post report. At least 6 men and 2 vehicles were involved in the killing of Canada-based pro-Khalistani hardliner Hardeep Singh Nijjar outside a Gurudwara in British Columbia in June, according to a video reviewed by the Washington Post and witness accounts, suggesting a larger and more organized operation than has been previously reported. According to community members, the unidentified assailants fired about 50 bullets, of which 34 hit the chief of Khalistan Tiger Force. Sri Lanka backs India over Canada's allegation of killing Khalistani terrorists. The Sri Lanka Foreign Minister Ali Sabri says some of the terrorists have found safe haven in Canada. The Canadian PM has his way of just coming out with some outrageous allegations without any supporting proof. The same thing they did for Sri Lanka, a terrible, total lie about saying that Sri Lanka had a genocide. Everybody knows there was no genocide in our country, he stated. I saw yesterday he had gone and given a rousing welcome to somebody who have associated with the Nazis in the past during the Second World War. So this is questionable and we have dealt with it in the past, he also added. I am not surprised that sometime PM Trudeau comes with outrageous and substantiated allegations. So far, there has been no positive developments regarding this issue between India and Canada. It's rather escalating further. Canada's Deputy Army Chief Major General Peter Scott said Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's allegations of the Indian government's link in a Khalistani terrorist killing has no bearing on the army-to-army relationships between both countries.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very grateful to be here as part of the IPAC 2023. Canada continues to look for opportunities where we can participate in training or exercises with partners in the Indo-Pacific region. And this conference provides us that forum to meet and discuss with other leaders of other nations of similar interests. So we're very happy to be here and very gracious for India to be hosting. You know, I'm fully aware of Prime Minister Trudeau's statement, the government's stance, and the government's request for India to participate in and cooperate in the investigation. But really that has no impact on us here at the Indo-Pacific Conference. We're really here to build relationships army to army, and we'll let our governments deal with that issue themselves. Well, I mean, between two armies, we can find areas of interest and perhaps areas to continue to train, to exchange officers, to have look for education opportunities, exercises where we continue to participate as two different armies, where we can both learn from each other and pass on great lessons to each nation. Well, currently I've got no bilateral set up with India. Last night I had the honor of meeting personally your Army commander. We chatted for a few minutes. He's very grateful for Canada to be here, and I mentioned to him that I'm very grateful that his country can host us in such a beautiful venue.